being human means what? First you are breathing, another thing is you are consuming. So your processes are going on. Karma means simply system. You just understand that. When we say karma, better we should understand the karma as system, not as fatal something. We become liberated when we see all round divine. Knowledge is a great liberator in every sense. Degrees are there.
My question is about orphanage that I visited on Friday. It was an orphanage for mentally retarded children. On seeing them, it was it was a very difficult scene for us to cope up with, and we just wanted to know a few things about this situation. You have always said that the human frame is a very precious thing, and it has to be used for our evolution. So when I see the children there, they even for their survival they have to depend on others. In such a situation, how will this human birth be useful for them? That is my first question. Second is the children are very happy. They don't have any concerns because they don't know that there is a future, and they don't know anything about their future. They don't even think about it. They don't have the ability to even think about it. So the children are in happy mood. Does it mean like they live in the present?
So if we say, if becoming in some way disabled or in some way cut off from the society makes people happy, then that we will be orienting people towards a different kind of society. But nonetheless, this is an observation that they were happy. Now another thing which you have described is, when they are not, it is hidden in your sentences, that when they are not capable of thinking much, how are they going to realize? These are answers as well, that yes, being human means what? First you are breathing, another thing is you are consuming. So your processes are going on. These are two things which are visible from outside, without which in the current situation human frame cannot survive. Now what is inner thing going on despite all these things, which we call soul, is already there, and it is most evolved in human frame than in any other frame. So it doesn't depend on these things. This is not dependent on your mind. Yes, if a mind is in a proper shape, then you can utilize it for the welfare of many. But for some reason the karma catches. So that is where unless you see the previous janma, that logic, people will be at sea that what these newborn children or small children may have committed, that they are in such a situation. So that without knowing the previous karma, and if you start saying, oh, they have done karma, so they are in this situation, then I have no role. Both ways of seeing it are wrong. Whosoever has done in whatever, it is none of our business. Our business is what can we do for others. Why they are in such a situation? Somebody is in situation to receive help, somebody is in a situation to give help, and this is how it works. Why somebody is in a situation to receive help, why somebody is in a situation to give help, these are the questions which you cannot answer. And when you get those answers, your questions disappear, that this is how, so this is the journey where from you know how this is happening. Because we keep saying that there is no, in spirituality, things are as they really are. There is no change. From the highest point of seeing, change is not happening. But just below from that point, only change is happening. That is the constancy, that everything is changing. But at that point, nothing is changing. It is as it is. So, from coming down to this stage, there is a karma involved. So these are, that is there. There is that seeing still stays. Now I'll put in some other way. Our role here is to see the all pervasiveness of divine. But how can we see? So if we have our instruments which we call mind, intelligence, ego, same instrument which we see negatively are utilized positively when they are into the pratyahar mode. So from that you have to see, you begin with one person. That is why this Guru Shishya Parampara is coming, that how to make us see that. So you see from one person and then gradually your gaze increases, apply the same thing, and then you start seeing everywhere. Until that discipline has not come, it becomes when we start saying no, I am seeing everywhere, then it will fall back on us and we will be in trouble, because that will not be the truth. So here all these, suppose you go and you see in that child also divinity is smiling, happy, because that is what we say, this is one condition. If you are happy and you are, but there are other things also attached to it, that it is seeing evenness everywhere. So for some moment that child is in that mode, definitely you can say. When he is free or she is free from all this, in that moment it is divine only. But later on the world catches up. So what mistake we are making is that is someone all the time in this state, or the state keep changing. And that is the difference between realized person and the graduate, those who are going to the internally, are they always in that situation, happiness. So that is the difference between child and the saint, or the attained ones, or the divine. They say no, how is divine? In so many sense they have described that he is like child but not child. So what is likeness of the child? Is staying in present, enjoying whatever it is, not worrying for future, because he or she doesn't know what is future. But can the life keep going like this? When they graduate, they become little adult, then their needs are different. If they have not evolved, mind is not properly working, then they are more dependent on others. Then that is where the service come into scene. So why someone is born like that, why this situation is there, that is a very big question. One simple answer is karma, but we are no one to look at it negatively. Karma means simply system. You just understand that. When we say karma, better we should understand the karma as system, not as fatal something. And you say somebody has done good karma, so they are doing, that is of course there. But seeing our vision should be like that. There is some system in which you do good things, and or whatever you do, the result will come in time. That is karma. So only in satsang there is no karma, because you are, that is fruit itself. So they are into that situation and they are not realized in that sense, but they are realized because in that moment they are not having any issue. So you get a glimpse. That is how it works.
I'm just wondering, is it a boon or a curse that, even though both are the same at very high level, as a person at my level, when I see that, I see that in my eyes they are suffering, but they are happy also.
So you cannot make a judgment. Both things are there. So definitely, if one point because we say, as you have already, again you are giving answers with questions, you are answering also, that at a higher point curse and boon are same, and it begins with like Ramayan's slok. It begins with a curse, but it is a boon for the public. We are reading and knowing, so many people are reading that and knowing how to behave in the world, because it is described there. So what is a boon and what is a curse, it depends from where we are seeing it. And so this is not there. Now you want to make a decision that are these children suffering all the time or are they happy? So I am saying there is a karma involved, there is a system. If you do something, then you reap that result. And if you are always in satsang, then there is no karma, there is no result, always karma, either ways. So wherever we are going, little down from it, there this cycle of karma begins, it catches up. Otherwise there will be nothing. It is because of the karma only. Suppose we start breathing the way we should breathe, we start eating, that is your Sahaj Smriti Yog, eating the way we should eat, then ultimately you are going become one with how the reality is. So there will be no karma at all. So boon and curse, as you say, it depends from where we are seeing, but in the contemporary society, how we are seeing is that these people are physically they have problem or socially they have problem, so we should provide that what is lacking from our point of view. Maybe it is not lacking from their point of view, but it is lacking from our point of view. Somebody is staying in a family, whether they are children or adults, they say no, we are living in the midst of our family, but these children do not have a family in that sense. So they go and provide something and give them some time to be with them like a family, treat them like a family for some moment at least. So they get that also. So that is how it works. But saying by people are there, even forget it. Questions may be asked that what purpose the people who are in coma serve, how are they going to realize if you are saying like that? There also they have Atma, and karma is a very subtle thing. Karma, from mind alone karma can be done, from word alone karma can be done, from karma of course what you execute it can be done. So karma operates on 3 levels. So even they are doing karma, which is in our eyes they are laying there on the bed and some we are artificially making them to breathe and all, still the karma is happening there. Still the realization is possibility is there because that tattva is there. All pervasive divinity is all pervasive, isn't it? And we are saying only thing is where we are seeing. If somebody sees in that child, it is a possibility. Why it is not? Child may not know. This is how the contradiction in terms is. People go to temples or such places, they see they are divine, that is why they are going. Same way, why can't they see in a child? They are seeing, somebody seeing, but child doesn't know that he is the manifestation of divine. So this is the mystery of whole all pervasiveness. The attribute of all pervasiveness is very mysterious. Somebody is seeing, then what can be done? There comes an incident. Generally we do not give. This is a principle of conversation. Ideally, whenever it comes to say something negative, example should not be given that this example is about that person. Name should be avoided at least. If you are saying something very good, very good, then okay, you can take liberty, say that person is good. But if something not good is being told, then don't name person, at least in Satsang. We don't do that. We try not to do that. That is why people say kathas, because they are already established characters. So you don't have to, you don't make impression. But somebody living among us and we name that person and something negative we say, then it is an impression. It's not good. So I am giving you examples. So there was this very attained person, very highly attained and recognized. Something happened with his mind, so he was put in captivity. But he was a person who was known as an attained person. So he was treated very respectfully even in the captivity. But everybody thought he is mad because he developed that some certain, which normal people could not identify what is the issue. But still the fame was there, so somebody came to visit him, and this lady had a problem with his son. And when he saw her coming, he just gestured, come here, like this. And then he told everything about it. The people think I am mad, but this is the problem of your son and it will be solved like this. And she went. So there are, what I am trying to say, there are stages in a realization. which others may not get. But society has to function on a balanced mind. So that is how you have to behave in a society and stay sane. Otherwise, society thinks it has become burden on us. And so these institutions are created to help, like orphanage and other things, that people, those who are in trouble, they cannot function in the society as normal human beings. Normal human beings, so-called normal human beings, owe a duty to them to assimilate them, because we all, as we say, sangachadvam samvadadvam, we have to move together with everyone without looking down upon them. And that is how it goes. So neither curse nor boon. How can something be curse or boon if we are seeing it right way? Yes, karma is there. That is the only, you see, factor which is common among us all, from where things can be seen and defined.
Because since they don't have any karma on them, they are nothing, no karmas are accumulated on them. Can it be the last birth for them, sir?
No, yes, your question is, but how are you deciding that they are not doing any karma? Karma, as I say, is very subtle. It can be done in mind also. So if they have a sane mind, and if something happens, it is very subtle. So otherwise they are liberated only when we become liberated. We become liberated when we see all round divine. We are free from everything. Then you are liberated here and now. Jivan Mukta. So it is so long as we are there, if we do not do any karma, then they are liberated only. So liberation is a stage. It is not about not about taking birth, whether the next birth. For a liberated person, this you have to understand well. For a liberated person, birth and death keep happening, but they don't bother him. So that is what is called liberation. If they choose and pray that no, I will stay in some other condition and not this, who will deny a human birth? If you look deeply, that is how it is. If they are liberated, not before. Before, out of pain, people want to say that I don't want this human birth because I had enough. So that is not the condition how we get. We said when we are blissfully, we reach to that realization, and then it is a choice you want to make. Then it is a different story. Most make choice to be born, because if they are liberated, then they have no issue whether they have birth or death. And this is most evolved form, it is like that. So people, if they out of pain, there is some ting of pain, negativity attached with human life, either with society or something, that why this sorrow is there. If I am liberated, I will be free from all this. So if you are liberated, you will be free from it anyway, wherever you are. So liberation is a stage, and if they reach due to their choice and karma. So you you have to relook at your question, that when the karma can be created in mind also, from word also, and from deed also, and it is, as we say, so long as they are child, it is not counted. Once they become adult, then only the counting of karma begins, because children are not punished because they don't know. Once they know, and then if they do something wrong, then the karma is created. So if they live long and they do some karma, then there will be journey, Prabha, isn't it?
Sir, if they are like children only, no, sir, now because they are
yes,
challenged,
yes.
then how can the karma be counted for them, sir?
No, that's what I am saying. Karma cannot be counted so long as they are children. But once they grow up, then so it will be counted. No, as children they are already liberated, because there is no, they do their job and move on, then they are liberated already, because no karma they could create, as they could not become adult, and they are free. These things, if we are aligning ourselves properly, as our path says, then it is more and more our journey towards nishkam karma, that where no karma is created. If we keep our word, mind, deed one, because if something is left, then we have to execute it and undergo its result. That is why the journey continues in that way. But if you want to continue journey after getting liberated to help others, it can continue. But once that taste we get of liberation, that now it is free, then it is different story. So we have, because every time this frame is undergoing some evolution. Now, if you recall, even in our own life, during when we were children, it was different environment. Nature was outside. Nature, I am saying, was so much around. Trees were there. Water in rivers was gushing. Nowadays, it is less and less. It is becoming. So our constitution is also changing in certain ways. But it is too subtle that it takes time to observe it, and by the time you observe, that is how species go extinct. So many species have gone extinct. This breathing is proper, eating is proper, then we become in balance with the nature. Now why? That is how the kriya is created. That if you are going here and there, then you can balance yourself with kriya and come again with rhythmic breathing, long breathing, proper eating, because every time the world is disturbing us. So you have to keep yourself steady. That is why the first thing in the morning is meditation. So you fix yourself for the day, and then you fix your body by doing some exercise. That is how it goes. So you are, first of all, you are making yourself fit for functioning in the world, so that you stay one with the whole existence and conscious. Otherwise also the things are going on, what can you do? The life is going as it has to go. Systems are working on there. What are you conscious that this is how it is happening? So when you are little more awake, then you are awake simply. When you are seeing how things are happening. So in a way, that is a degree of liberation, isn't it? When you know something, it is a liberation degree. Although this is how it is happening, then it will not disturb you much. Even when there is some pain, when you are aware, oh, this is the quantum of it, this is how it is happening, you are some way liberated from that. So knowledge is a great liberator in every sense. Degrees are there. Ultimately, you can be liberated from body itself. That's a great liberation. So this is how it is. So when we say that behind this small, process or method or path, whatever, or learning, whatever we want to say, practice, there is a great thing behind it. It appears very small thing, but people do not understand that many. It not spreads among so many people because they do not understand that what is behind this. This is a small literature, one-page thing. What is there in it? And so they keep reading so many books and do not understand that. Like for breathing, you need only small two nostrils. Anywhere from any example we can take. For anything which is subtle, it always needs minimum, and to give the maximum output. So all these things, then we keep knowing how things are, and we keep becoming wiser and wiser. So then we keep knowing what is happening, what is social, what is psychological, what is spiritual, what is material. Things become clear to us, and we become at peace with all. And then if we become little more stationed, then we start imparting that peace to others. And that is what, as I said in the beginning, some are in a position to receive help, others are in a position to give help, some are just going with the flow.